This is regarding my girlfriend's family. Wow, I just really love this from beginning to end. The scene at the table with the family was a great scene. Really well written, very awkward. You could feel the awkwardness, very well acted by everyone there, between the dad, the mom, the girlfriend, and the daughter. I mean, all of it was just so good. Every character was specific. Everybody really committed to that. And I really liked the contrast between the nightclub and the lunch. Like, such a big difference. Two different worlds completely. This is such a good film. Very nice script, great editing, and switching from one person to another at the table. I just thought the table scene was so good, and the parents being in such denial, and it was just so sad with the dad, with his lack of acceptance of his daughter, and even just hearing about it, just such an old school mentality that doesn't belong in this day and age. And it's just sad to see that a parent would do that to their own child, just be in such denial and closed off, and even the mom just going along with it. Such an old school, I keep thinking just old school, like, let's just stick to what we know instead of trying to be flexible and honest with each other, and have an honest look at your own children. It's just so sad. But I really loved the girlfriend character because I thought she was very realistic, her reactions at the table and everything. Just really well done. I thought everyone had really good acting and reacting moments. Just really subtle, not over the top, really well written, acted, directed, good camera work. I liked the locations and the sound and the, just everything about it, the casting and the makeup and the hair. I just thought it was a really important film and really well rounded and done very nicely. And I think it's going to do great for you guys. So great job to everybody involved.
This was a really strong short film. I just loved a lot about this. Our lead just had a fantastic look off the bat. Let me get that one out of the way. Just really dug that. The story, the way it progresses, the directorial choice to show their time at the club concurrently with the meeting of her girlfriend's family, I thought was a really smart choice. It worked really well here. It kept things moving and kept them from getting too stale, being stuck in one location or the other. It just really worked. The subtleties of the performances were really great. The father does a great job there, just with looks at the table. Everything is just really done to a high level in this film. The writing is fantastic. It's all just really grounded. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. Great work.
My Girlfriend's Family. My Girlfriend's Family is a film that shines a light on the difficulties that many people within the LGBTQIE community have every day when they have to tell to their parents that they are in a queer relationship. And here we see the struggles of Elizabeth. She invites her girlfriend Kim at home for a family lunch, but things don't go exactly right, as she never mentioned to her parents, her conservative and religious, very Catholic parents, that she's in a relationship with a woman. So we see the struggle of Kim. We can feel it. We can touch Kim's struggle while she is next to the lover of her life, who didn't actually say anything to her parents. Elizabeth prefers to be the daughter their parents want, rather than just be free and be with Kim and be who she really is, and it was a very great, very good screenplay, very touching. I really felt the the rage, the anger of Kim growing and growing, and then boom, pulling everything out when Elizabeth's father gets mad. It was a satisfying moment. Also, the film was beautifully shot, and I really liked this idea to go and rebuild Elizabeth and Kim's relationship through the use of flashbacks about that night in the club. So, absolutely touching movie, very important, very meaningful. Congratulations.
I loved the use of flashbacks in My Girlfriend's Family. It was a really great film, and the characters were really interesting, the dynamics between them, the attention to detail, and sort of building up the characters in before the events of meeting the family, and even sort of the way the story unravels at the family dinner, I think was really cool. I love the dialogue, and I just love the way the tension was captured between the family members and the impact was there. Really, really great and interesting short film.
Well, that was awkward. I guess meeting your significant other's family always is, but but the filmmakers capture this perfectly about how awkward it is when the family doesn't know you're in a relationship. It made it incredibly, you could feel the awkwardness on the set, and for the girlfriend to out and kind of she kind of manipulated and forced her out, knowing her family might not be comfortable, while the family chooses to live in oblivious ignorance instead of seeing what they see. It's going to continue to be awkward situations until the main character learns to stand up for herself, which it could be expanded further into a film. They'd want to turn it more into a feature film or something else to show her finally finding her voice. Otherwise, the same thing's going to keep happening over and over again before she finally gives in and marries somebody she doesn't really love just to please her family. Eventually, she'll have to decide whether she wants to continue pleasing her family or living happy.
This review is for My Girlfriend's Family. I quite enjoyed this film. The setting at the bar, the bedroom, it is so whimsical. It feels romantic. And then we have the dining room with the family. Great performances from everyone, and the script is relatable and probably still so pervasive in so many families and some cultures that this type of films open a window into realities we can only hope will no longer have a religious background or moral ground anymore. So whoever people choose to love and care for, they have every right to do it, and we should not care about any type of God or moral higher ground.
My Girlfriend's Family, I thought this was really, really interesting. I think that in general, a family dinner or a dinner around a dining table is always a really interesting way to tell a story, just because you have so many different angles that you can capture, you have so many different things, but all these people are trapped in this one space, in this one space, so you stay in the same location as you kind of have these different experiences rolling around and like different dynamics being introduced and stuff like that, but everybody is like essentially trapped there sitting when you set it up around a table. So I always find those like really interesting, just because like there's nowhere to hide. You have to just deal with whatever happens, whatever gets said at the table. There's no hiding your reaction to it. You're facing each other. And I thought they really used that well. But then beyond that, I think meeting your significant other's family is always stressful, and even more so in this situation. I thought they handled it really, really well. I really liked that in the beginning she kind of backed off like to try and be there for her girlfriend, but there just like came to a point where she couldn't just not say anything anymore. And so I liked that they did kind of show that she was trying to like brush it off and let it go to be there for, you know, her significant other, and they just got to a point where even she couldn't do it anymore. I really liked that they showed, you know, both parts of that, and then the slow kind of everybody leaving the table, including the father, and then the mom still not being able to say anything truly supportive, and still kind of looping it back to this idea of this other guy. And I thought it was, and then you get like these flashbacks of like how they met and how it started, and all interspersed throughout it, which I thought was a great touch.